All right. So just to make sure you're okay on doing the deltamath assignment. Now here in deltamath, it says find the ratio of circles to squares in the diagrams below. And then we have to fill some things in. It says the unsimplified ratio of circles to squares. So what you want to do, it says just count them all. So we got 2 circles. It wants circles first. 1, 2 circles. And then there are 6 squares. And if you get that right, if you count them right and put them in the right place, it drops this down. For every 1 circle. Okay, so what we need to do is simplify this. So we said that there were 2 circles, 6 squares. Now, I didn't print this off for you. I'm just kind of explaining how to do the work for this, which you can just do maybe on your calculator or jot it down on a separate sheet of paper if you need. So we got circles to squares, 2 over 6. For every 1 circle, all right, so that shows us we have to reduce this down. 2 ABC 6, hit enter, 1 to 3. And we're talking about circles over squares. So 1 circle, 3 squares. For 1 circle, there are 3 squares. And the simplified ratio of circle to squares is 1 to 3. So this right here, this would be like the work. The 2 circles over 6 squares, reduce that down with your calculator. Now we'll go back. And we'll finish this off. For every 1 circle, there are 3 squares since we reduced it down. So 1 circle to 3 squares. All right, so that's one type of problem. So you'll have a handful of those. Then we get to a question like number 6. To make salad dressing, combine 1 tablespoon of oil for every 2 tablespoons of vinegar. If a batch of salad dressing has 9 tablespoons of oil, how many tablespoons of vinegar does it have? And then it has this little arrow thing here with some parts of it already filled in. This is like what we did in the worksheet. We got to figure out what we multiplied the 1 tablespoon of oil by, the 1 by, to get it to 9. Wow. With 1, hopefully that's pretty easy. 1 times any number just gives you that number. So we multiply by 9. So 2 tablespoons of vinegar then. 2 times 9 again. 18. You can just type that into your calculator. So now we'll go back into deltamath. Submit answer. There we go. Hopefully that one, that's not too bad. Then we get to ones that might be a little trickier. Nolan has mangoes and apples in the ratio of 64 to 3. So mangoes first, then apples. So 64 mangoes. This time you got to fill it in. And 3 apples. How many mangoes does he have if he has 6? So apples is on the bottom. We want to know if he has 6 apples. How many mangoes did Nolan have? So again, we had to fill in 64 mangoes to 3 apples. Now we want to know for 6 apples. Apples are on the bottom here. If you just know 3 times 2 is 6, great. Just go ahead and multiply the top by 2. Now again, if you're not great with your times tables and you just don't know it's times 2, don't forget you can divide to go backwards here. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So that's how you can figure out that this is times 2 if you don't know your times tables, if you're not all that good with your times tables. So then we'll go back. Well, we figured out multiply by 2, 64. 64 times 2, 128. Now I'm going to go back to deltamath and type that in, but it's 128. So fill it in on the number line and fill it in at the bottom where it says submit answer, then submit your answer. And there you go. So if what they were having you do here was confusing, hopefully that helps out.